Hi guys, make sure to upload your homework onto the right folders in our Google Classroom. Today we're going to talk about solving right triangles. The objective of this lesson is to find the sides and angles of a right triangle. Alright, given a triangle A, B, and C, and we usually write the vertex, the corners, as the capital letters A, B, and C. Or it could be X, Y, and Z, but the vertex is usually in capitals. Opposite of angle A, that has a side, small letter A. Opposite of B has a side, small letter B. And opposite of angle C has a side, small c. And this is actually quite true for any other triangles that are non-right, such as scalene, isosceles, equilateral, obtuse triangle, or even an acute triangle. This property remains the same. So if you are given a triangle cat, opposite of angle C is a small letter c, opposite of angle A is small letter a, and opposite of capital T has a side, small t. Alright, let's look at a problem. Given the following, find all the remaining angles. This means angles and sides. So we're given triangle ABC, right angled at C. Angle A is 36 and B is 50. So angle A is 36 degrees and small letter b means opposite of angle B. So this side over here has a measure of 50. In order to find angle B, you can imagine this is a right triangle. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degrees. Angle A is given to us as a 36. Therefore, angle B, you can subtract 36 on both sides and get an answer. Angle B is 54 degrees. To find the remaining sides, so opposite of angle C has a side C. Opposite of angle A has a side A. So in order to find, let's say, A, in angle 36, A is opposite, C is hypotenuse, and 50 is adjacent. So something that is given to us, 50, and something we're trying to find will help us find the measure of a side A. So we have tangent of 36. Tangent is TOA, so opposite over adjacent. A over 50 is equal to tangent of 36. Multiplying 50 on both sides, you get 50 times tangent of 36 equals to A. So you can say A is equal to 36.3. Alright, let's look at cosine of 36. Why? Because we're trying to find out the letter C, and what are we given to us? 50. So adjacent and hypotenuse, which one deals with adjacent and hypotenuse? Ka. So cosine. Cosine of 36 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So 50 over C. Multiplying C on both sides, or cross multiplying, C times cosine of 36 is equal to 50. Dividing by cosine of 36 on both sides, you have C is equal to 50 over cosine of 36. And then just use your calculator to evaluate the C. 61.8. So that's how you find the missing sides and then angles. Next, this is a concept we talked about last year. If I am standing here, this is myself, and from my eye level, so from my eye level to the base of the tree. Right? It's got to be a straight line. And then looking at the top of the tree, this is called angle of elevation because I'm looking up, angle of elevation. If we're talking in terms of looking down, so for example, this bee right here is looking down at the flower, so that is called angle of depression, looking down. There's something interesting about angle of elevation and angle of depression. If we're given a parallel lines, right? So these two lines are parallel and cut by transversal. This line is called transversal. If the parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then we get an interesting pair of an angle, which is the purple angle and then the red angle that I have denoted in here. The purple one is looking down, so that is the angle of depression. The red one is the one that is looking up, so that's the angle of elevation. In a parallel lines, these two sets of angles are congruent, which means they're the same because they are alternate interior angles. So what it tells us is that angle of elevation and angle of depression is actually the same thing. So let's now look at a problem that deals with angle of elevation and depression. Here, there is a boat that I am on. It's moving towards this mountain that I have here. The top of the mountain, we're looking at where the boat is right now. That has an angle of 25.6. If I move a little bit closer, so now this is where the boat is. And if I look at the top of the mountain, that angle must be rising, right? So that angle is 31.2. After moving 1,050 meters, we want to find the distance between, after moving that, to the base of the mountain, which is perpendicular to the height. And then we want to also find the height of the mountain. In order to do that, I want you to actually pause the video and then try it on your own to see if you can find the correct x and y. Now, let's look at how to do it. We're given tangent of 31.2 is equal to y over x. Right. How did I do that? If I look at the small triangle, where this is 31.2, this is y, it's perpendicular to the base x. In the angle 31.2, x is adjacent, y is opposite. So which one deals with adjacent and opposite? Tangent, because it's TOA, right? So tangent of 31.2 equals to y over x. That is the first equation that we can get. Second equation, we're given, in the bigger triangle, another right triangle with the height of y. This time, where the boat stands to the perpendicular to the base has a whole measure of 1,050 plus x. That has an angle of 25.6. So in that angle, again, this is the opposite, this is the adjacent. So we're again dealing with tangent. Tangent of 25.6 equals to y over 1,050 plus x. So that's the second equation. So we have two equations with two unknowns, right? Two unknowns being x and y. So what I'm going to try to do is solve for y and then set them equal to each other. So by multiplying by x on both sides, I have x tangent of 31.2 equals to y. Then by multiplying by the denominator, 1050 plus x on both sides, I have y equals to 1050 plus x in parentheses times tangent of 25.6. So both of these guys are equals to y. So I can say x tangent of 31.2 equals to 1050 plus x times tangent of 25.6. So now the equation is much better because we have an equation all in terms of just one variable x. Then to solve for these, you're going to need a calculator. Evaluate tangent of 31.2 on your calculator, which returns the value of 0.605622. Multiply that by x equals to, this one you're going to distribute. So you're going to multiply tangent of 25.6 and 1050, then multiply these two, which resulted in these two values. Again, you're just using calculators. Then we're going to combine the like terms. I have x on both of the side, so I'm going to try to subtract 0.47912 on both sides. The reason that I'm keeping more than 3 sig figs is because I do not want to round my answer until the very end. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to get some rounding errors. That resulted in 0.12650x equals to 503.0757. Then divide both sides by this decimal of 0.12650. Divide by both sides. Then you get x is equal to 3,976.88. Now, we have just solved for an x. Now we got to solve for y. In order to solve for y, it's just simply substitute it back into our first equation. So x times tangent of 31.2 equals to y. So I can say y is equal to x, which is 3,976.88, times tangent of 31.2. That gives you an answer of 2,408.49. So what does that mean? So that means when the height of the mountain is 2,408 meters. After moving 1,050 meters closer to the mountain, going back, the boat is 3,970, let's round up, 7 meters away from the base of the mountain, perpendicular to the top. Alright, so for the next lesson, you're going to do some homework that deals with solving right triangles and some word problems. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.